Grand Rising. Hello, friends and family. How's everything going down there? Hopefully you have no fires. Yeah, things are going to heat up. This is going to be the summer that is going to be the heat wave on record. Hotter than any other known time, I guess. Apparently that's what I'm understanding. So we'll see. It's hot, but it's not getting that hot here. Yep, there's a little thing on Houston right now, and it kind of reminds me what's happening on the NASA front, or on the NASA story. I don't know if everybody heard about it, but NASA is the biggest consumer of helium. Doesn't that just open up a can of worms, eh? The biggest consumer of helium. I wonder why. Let's ask some questions out there. Let's ask some questions about NASA, and I'll answer them for you. Yeah, you want out of there. we all want out of the Matrix. And I want to get into some things today about the money, because now it's becoming an emergency that you got to get rid of all your dollars as much as you can. It's going to be absolutely worthless to you. There will be some forgiveness on, maybe up to 5,000, but I'm not even going to give it a chance. I'm not going to rely on somebody's word. I know that it's all coming down. And, there's tens of thousands, if not millions, of Iraqis right now getting rid of their U.S. dollars, their petrodollars, and trading it back in for dinar. And that's why they're giving it as much time as possible, so they can get rid of all the, the U.S. dollars and get that kicked back into the States where they can burn it. It's all going down. It's everything. Canadian dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Australian, New Zealand. There's something going on in New Zealand as well. Albanese and his crew of criminals, I guess you got senators down there. They just got caught in a scheme, or a Ponzi scheme, or whatever they were doing to try to poison out the farmers of Australia. They've just been caught. So I just want to get that announcement out there for the Aussies out there that, their whole matrix and the ugly, tyrannical, idiots that run your country, it's all coming down. It's all crashing on them. Okay? Yeah, there's lots of fakery going on, Mike. I saw a video from you on TikTok that ML is coming. I don't know. Was it AI? Could be. I do not do videos on TikTok. Very seldom. So they're putting words in my mouth, right? Yeah, NASA means deception. It also means, well, I'm not going to get into a lot of that stuff. It's all superficial now. Yes. We are, I know, we are in celebration right now. We just haven't received the money yet, but the money I know is out there. Yeah. It's cold in Sweden. Yes, I know. And I don't know why. But there is a lot of weather manipulation. Now, I just want to say before I say anything else, the skies out there are in total control of the Global Alliance. Okay? They've got them all taken. I mean, there is going to be no more aerosols being sprayed on you anymore. And we can celebrate that. And that was a big cause of having this, all these, what do you call it, microplastics invading our brains, and that's what we have to really celebrate now. They have to keep the satellites up. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. They use because in the firmament, they have to float around up there, and that's why they have to stay up there forever. So they use the helium up there, and they have other helium balloons that go and exchange. They keep filling up with the new helium, whatever. I don't know what their game is, but it sure is a good way to scam the taxpayer. Now we're going to see, Germany alliance move into Brazil alliance military. They'll be moving into another place, so on and so forth. And the reason why is because they don't want, if there's any arrests coming or whatever, they want to have the global alliance. I guess what it is they do not want the military on the same land as what's going on and being conducted, because there could be conflict of interest. I don't know how that works, but I know that they're doing it for a very good reason. The globalists just lost their ability to push out their phony money and their CBDCs. So they just lost the initiative there. So we're gaining ground, winning on all fronts right now. It's a good idea to travel to Europe. Is it a good idea? No. They got two big problems there in Europe. They got migration or immigration problems, and they got energy problems. And if they don't get them fixed fast, you're not going to have a Western Europe. Unless you're in the south where energy's not needed so bad. But everything's so damn high priced there right now. I mean, like a canister of propane to do a little bit of cooking is very exorbitant. I think we pay for a 30-gallon tank of, fuel to fuel our stove in the Philippines I think it went up to $7.95, which is about, $15 for that tank. But that lasts us, 3-4 months. 3 months, 2 to 3 months, because we're cooking on it every day, right? We're not using it for heat. But everywhere else, it's just, and prices are coming down. I'm starting to see that we're, in Western Canada, we're at kind of down. We've always been kind of a high area. We're at, like 163 a liter, which is still not cool. It's like $7 a gallon, but that's a lot better than it was when it was $10 a gallon. Paper money is obsolete. There will be a certain time, but I think all paper money will be obsolete, and I don't care what it is. So you got to start getting rid of it, right? You keep it around for, expenditures for now, but you're going to see that bleed out. They like to make a lot of Chinese satellite, yeah, I know. The ones that like to fly. And, that's all to do with, all this stuff that's going on. Everything's out there is misconception, lies, and just to be able to scam more money. Yeah. And, people are waking up. Their biggest fear is for humanity to be awoken. I'm sorry. Right? So we have to wake up. And we have to need everybody out there sounding the alarm. And like I said, it's a kind of a fine line. It's a very fine line, because you have people out there that want to help other people, which is fine. But you have a lot of people out there, that are so sick of it, right? Because the military on this slow drip exposure is very, very painful for the people that have already awakened, right? So, we know it's all a big sham. We all know that it's, we're in a simulation, and they're trying to control us, from behind the curtains. They keep us in an open air prison. We know that, so we have to make steps for ourselves. For ourselves and our loved ones. Maybe you have kids and whatever. Sit them down and teach them. Don't be shy. Let them know. Start teaching them what they should know, instead of feeding them lies through the social, fascist schooling systems that we have. Let them know. When I get back to the Philippines, I'll be talking to both my boys. I'll say, whether you like it or not, whether you think whatever you want to think, and I'm going to just lay it out there on them. Yes. Oh my G in capital letters. What does that even mean? Are you worried about something? Oh, what about the euro and sterling? It's, I don't know about the sterling, but I know the euro's gone. Now, is sterling a currency? I think there'll be revaluation on that. The pound, dollar, and euro are kaput. I'm still confused about birth certificate. I'm now in a full patriot. I don't know what you got there. Citizen, 25 years. Cyprus? You live in Cyprus, but born in Africa. Well, chances are you 25 years as a citizen of Cyprus, but your birth certificate says you're going to have to go back to South Africa to collect your money. It's really that simple. Everything, the whole the GCR, okay, everything is based off of everybody's birth certificate. Once they get through that, then they'll deal with the people that don't have birth certificates. But I think what's going to happen there, we as humanity, the ones that have the birth certificates out there will be, the ones that qualify, for this reparations, will be, and of course, and this is what the ZIM is all about. This is why it's going to be for humanitarian purposes. And there's going to be a lot of people out there that are good people that don't have a birth certificate. And they'll be looked after through different programs. There's lots of wonderful things coming. And it's not going to be done overnight. Everybody's waiting for their money, and I'm saying, carry on with your life. Just be sure that you keep 80% out of the matrix. That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping only 20%, not even that. I might be 10% in the matrix, the way I've got things set up. Maybe. I have to still use my straw man identities and stuff like that. But I never bring them out of my wallet, unless I have a debit card. I don't have any credit cards. So I just use my debit card to pull whatever money or move a little bit of money around. And if I need to pay, I only have one bill, which is my Wi-Fi here. That's it. And I don't even have that in my name. I have to, but I told my buddy, I says, you just wait till the bill comes and I'll take it down to the bank and pay for it. That's it. I don't exist in Canada. Except, and I can wave at the government all I want. You know what I mean? They hate me. They absolutely hate me because I'm taking it all back. Right? What they stole from me, I'm taking it back because what they did was totally illegal. So they're the ones that drew first blood. Mm-hmm. We should all not be paying taxes. We should all not be paying our mortgages. It's all a sham. It's all a Ponzi scheme. You have to go back to your country, yes, where you were born to collect your birth certificate money, which is your reparations. From the day that you were registered on your birth certificate is the day that they took your money from your birth certificate. So it only makes sense. It all has to hinge on your birth certificates, because that's where the criminal action originated from. That's where the theft originated. Their theft on you originated on your birth certificate 2 weeks after you were born. Okay? It's really that simple. Awesome news. Thank you. Aussie's here. And that news made me smile huge. That's good. Well, needed for them to make their criminal, moves in order for them to collect evidence on them. So yes, and they're dealing with it right now. I don't expect you're going to see all these tyrannical, controlled, dumb leaderships, in the G7s and G8s or whatever you want to call them. They're all going to start getting thrown off the chessboard. That they're going to be arrested or whatever. Who knows? They're going. Like we're in the storm right now, watching this all unfold. Would the old currencies like Iraq be valued for exchange? Yes. Well, they're doing it right now. That's why the Iraqi people are exchanging. They realize now because they never trusted their banks because of the corruption before. They always hoarded their own money, or which was American money. They dealt with American money because they couldn't trust their own dinar. That was from 1991. when Saddam Hussein ran the show in Baghdad, he ruled it with an iron fist, but he also put the dinar, which was the second or third most valuable or highly rated dinar or Middle Eastern currency on the planet. Kuwait today is the most valued currency on the planet. And Iraq's going to go back up there. It's going to go back up to what it was before it was invaded by the Bush brothers. I call them the Bush brothers because it's just easier for me. It wasn't senior, junior. They're all just a bunch of, NAZIs. And they went in there and totally invaded Iraq. I mean, I'm not saying that, Saddam's sons were saints. They weren't. They did a lot of cruel things there, but but the value of what we're trying to answer here is the value of the currencies. They're, the Iraqi people, after 25 years, their money is now, they're starting to get their confidence back in the dinar, and they're getting rid of the dollar because they know that the dollar's dying. And, Rome will fall wherever it may fall. It's going to fall. It's the old Rome of the U.S. incorporation that's going to fall. The new republic is coming up, and it's, the new republic is starting to rise. It's already risen. And this is what the 4th of July was all about, with the announcements of all that. He declared war on, the jihadis and, of course, the communist factions around the world. And he says he's going to wipe them off the face of the planet. That's what he's going to do. And that's his mission. Yes, NASA is a huge lie. Doesn't that tell the tale, though, that being the biggest consumers of helium? They're, taking them all up there in those big helium balloons to hold all their satellites up, under the firmament. We're going to see all kinds of things, and it's going to, are we going to call it the Great Awakening or the Big Lie? I'm going to call it the big lie is going to be exposed. And we can thank our, Jesus, is that thunderclouds? My goodness. Yeah, it could be coming in. You got sunny day, 1 minute, you go inside for 10 minutes, the next thing we got, like thunderclouds, yeah. No, NASA is not a space agency. It's, there are a lot of NAZIs there that came over from the Operation Project Mockingbird project. There was a couple of them that came over there. Paperclip. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Every man, woman over 65 should be collecting a minimum of $6,500 a month. Yes, exactly. Yeah. We're here. We are fighting the reptiles that have been trying to suppress us mentally, physically, and spiritually. Yeah. And to the point, I mean, this is where, unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but, we are in the tail end of the die-off. We're in the tail end of this die-off. Between 2025 and 2026, there will be a little bit in 2027, but it is absolutely astronomical right now, the die-off from the scamdemic. Yeah. Grand Rising from the swamps. Where you at? You in Louisiana, in Georgia? Mitch McConnell? Yeah, he's gone. Anybody that's out there right now is a actor. Okay? Our presidento. They all have to be actors because they're in a movie simulation to wake up humanity. It's really that simple. It's really, everything that is out there, everything for 71 years for me personally, going on 72 years, I have been lied to. Yes, I got a bone to pick. When will Carney go down? He's already down. He's just, and I got something to tell you about Carney, the reason why he came in here to begin with. Carney, the Prime Minister, the inserted Prime Minister of Canada, was ordered back from the Bank of England by his investors, which are the unelected banksters overseas, out of the country, got nothing to do with Canada, told him to go back because they were heavily invested in the carbon tax, not just the carbon tax, but the climate change. And they had spent billions of dollars on this investment, thinking they were going to get back using the poor people of Canada's on their backs. Okay? So he was ordered back. Trudeau, Castro got the punt. They said, we've had enough of you. The people were sick enough. We're going to put you out on the lazy train, and here, go grab a girlfriend in Katy Perry, whoever it was, and be a celebrity for a while. Either Katy Perry or Trudeau are not who they are. They're both in the YMCA. They're just there as actors, okay? Carney comes in order to keep the money from, the investors' money safe and protect their money. Because they knew that the climate change fiasco scam was failing. People are waking up to it. They're saying, this is all bullshit. We're not buying into it anymore, blah, blah, blah. But that's the trouble with humanity. It takes so long for them to wake up. It takes so long for all this big money and whatever, because they are so in a quagmire with their own egos, okay? And they're not able to see what's on the outside. Anyways, Carney comes back in to protect his investments, his investments money through Brookfield, that is stationed out of the United States somewhere. Okay, so he's raping and pillaging all Canadian government asset that is basically our money, and he's pillaging that to fill the coffers to make sure that his investors and their board of directors and all this other shit do not lose any money on how much money they spent on this climate change fiasco. That's the bottom line. So, the Global Alliance basically let them go ahead and do all the bullshit and all the illegal scamming, Ponzi schemes through the G7s and G8s. They're saying just let them fly with it, because that's going to help wake up humanity in their very, very slow way. But they probably will not get away with it. But they know who these investors, who these criminal investors are that are offshore, hidden away behind their ivory towers and behind their, oak desks and stuff like that, pushing their chess people around, which are these phony, tyrannical politicians. And it's all failing on them now. Albanese for Australia, Luxon for New Zealand. It's all failing for them. Merz in Germany, that's on the brink of disaster. Macron out of France, and Stern, what's his name, Stommer out of England. There's other ones out there. Like even Maloney. I don't know what's going to happen with her. Italy is completely shut down. They're not going to work. They're all in a mess. And no matter what this Maloney thing was at there, whether she was, pro-Trump or it doesn't matter. If she's been involved in this, this Ponzi scheme, which I know she has been, she's going to be dealt with as well.